Hello, my name is Bonnie Maslow, and I'm with the Graduate School of Education at the University of Buffalo. I'd like to speak with you about portrayals of people with disabilities in multicultural literature. The portrayal of people with disabilities in multicultural literature has been stereotypically negative or absent altogether. Too often, individuals with disabilities are objectified and presented as flawed characters. The reason for this presentation is to stress the need for inclusive literature that contains accurate depictions of this vastly underrepresented group of individuals. Upon the examination of literature, we find that unflattering representations of people with disabilities begins in early childhood tales. Characters such as Captain Ahab, Captain Hook, and Tiny Tim present individuals with disabilities as mad, lacking moral character, or pitiable. This is unfortunate as children look to books to see people like themselves and to learn about the larger world around them. There is a social pecking order of children, and many children dealing with disabilities face isolation emotionally, physically, and socially. The concept that inclusive reading and discussions help to achieve positive attitudes is highly regarded. Contemporary studies performed in 2010 and a follow-up study performed in 2012 by researchers Irwin and Moeller regarding the popular medium of graphic novels showed little progress in this area has been made. There were few graphic novels that featured characters with disabilities, and those novels that did include representations lacked authenticity and cultural competence. Negative stereotypical images can increase bias and prejudice against those with disabilities. It promotes a lack of cultural understanding. Multicultural literature needs to include genuine representations of individuals with disabilities, and these individuals represent a vast array of diversity. This diversity includes people of different age, educational, ethnic, gender, racial, geographic, religious, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Books written from the perspective of cultural insiders help those with disabilities understand their feelings and help them to handle interactions with others. Inclusive literature can also help to stop discriminatory behavior, ignorance, and stigma that is attached to people with disabilities. In 1996, Blaska and Lynch developed 10 criteria for the selection of inclusive literature to be considered. Promotes empathy, not pity, depicts acceptance, not ridicule, emphasizes success rather than or in addition to failure, promotes positive images of persons with disabilities or illness, assists children in gaining accurate understanding of the disability or illness, demonstrates respect for persons with disabilities or illness, promotes an attitude of one of us, not one of them, uses language which stresses person first, disability second philosophy, describes the disability or person with disabilities or illness as realistic, not subhuman or superhuman, and illustrates characters in a realistic manner. Libraries should strive to offer inclusive literature featuring individuals with disabilities and chronic illnesses. Librarians' selective inclusive literature should review and utilize the Image and Encounter Profile tool developed by Blaska and Lynch. Look for materials that use person-first language and avoid negative images or connotations. People should not be defined by their disability. Inclusive multicultural literature can have a positive impact on all who read it. Thank you for listening.